Welcome back to Rise and Shine, the Ability Connection Colorado podcast. My name is Jared. Now, soon we're going to talk to a guy, and it's a guy you may not know, but you know of people like him. You know of an instance where someone like him wandered into your life and you just wanted to know more. And I think that this is that guy for all of us. His name is Dave Talley, and for years he's been a part of the Straight Shot Sporting Clay event. You will not be disappointed. And that is coming up in mere moments. I just want to tell you that this episode brought to you by Cartober, which can be celebrated all year long. That is going to be the big emphasis as we let people know about the fact that you can help Ability Connection Colorado by simply donating your vehicle, motorcycle, car, RV, clean out your driveway and help us and get the write-off, all with Cartober, celebrated all year long. But coming up into fall, we'll be telling you more about that. And you can get started by just going to abilityconnectioncolorado.org, clicking on donate and seeing that it's an option there. Also, I just want to give a quick shout out to Terry Armstrong. You're a legend. I don't know of any organization like Ability Connection Colorado that not only has one event that's gone on for 40 plus years, we have 4 events that have gone on for 30, 40. And like we're going to meet with Talley in the Straight Shot event, 20 years. So I just want to thank her through fighting through all the things that she's been through to continue to put on these events to raise money for critical need for our community. And now, hailing from some place in Alabama, it's a man I've been waiting to talk to on the podcast for a long time. It's Dave Talley. Every year that I go to the Straight Shot Sporting Clay event, you're there. And you're this larger than life presence. And you got like your shooting jersey on. And everybody's gathered around you. And everybody's learning something either about life or clay shooting. And then I find out that you have been at the event how many years?
15 or 16. We're still trying to narrow that down to either 15 or 16.
And what makes that even more remarkable, he doesn't even live in Colorado. He's in Alabama, and you still come up.
Yes, sir, I do, and I enjoy it every year. Every year is just a blast to be able to come out and be a part of this.
Okay, so why? How is it that you're making the trip up here?
Well, Chris Higgins and Miss Kathy Higgins, it's over at the Ability Connection. They're one of my customers for the business that I'm in, the environmental business. I work for an environmental laboratory out of Nashville, Tennessee, which is Pace Analytical. And we go around and all of our clients are all over the United States, plus Canada. You know, we've worked multiple different countries or whatever to help people out with their analytical work for their air, water, and dirt. So Rodney, my boss, and the other boss, Danny, called me up one day out of the wild blue 16 years ago. Found out that I like to have a good time on the sporting clay field, and that's where it started.
Well, it's incredible. I've never really done much with sporting clays. All our other events are cars or pool or wine. I'm like, okay, I'm familiar with that. And in sporting clays, I wasn't entirely sure. But you walk in there, and then there's you, and you make everybody feel comfortable. And for a lot of people, a lot of the new people, it's kind of foreign. It might even seem dangerous.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you're out there shooting or whatever, every event I go to, and I've been shooting sporting clay since I was 12 years old. Every event you go to, there's always somebody out there that's brand new to the sport. And I try to pair myself up with them just for the safety aspect of it. And just like our previous tournament we had last Friday, I paired myself up with the guys that had fresh, brand new shooters. And I kind of tend to push myself to the brand new shooters for various reasons. For me and everybody around.
I was going to say, is it part of that, your medic experience?
That, and I've also been shot 3 times and stabbed 3 times as a paramedic. So
okay, this is amazing. See, I told you this was going to be good. All right. Okay. Yeah.
And you know, the SWAT team used to jump out of the back of my ambulance because I lived in a real nice area that the only way we could get in there to get the bad guys out was jumping out of the back of the ambulance.
Wow.
So they would shoot at the ambulance, and you know, they try to do everything to keep us out. So I had to stop doing that.
Yeah.
And but yes, I've been involved in a couple of hunting accidents that people shooting low birds, and then I was actually stabbed in the back of the ambulance working on 3 different people. So it was not
the gratitude you were expecting.
No, it's, you call me for help and I come help you. I expect to be able to help you, not turn and have to help myself.
Yeah. Well, look at them giving you necessary perspective on life.
Yeah, absolutely.
The gratitude you now have. And that's something I wanted to know, because whenever I talk to you, there is this very deeply rooted, very genuine need to give.
Yeah.
And you get it the vibe, for lack of a better word, is so strong that I want to know the story. Is there we know now there's some stuff going on, but is there a story? Is there a lot from point A to point B that created the Hurricane Talley?
Well, when I was growing up, I always wanted to be an ER doctor, and I settled for be a paramedic fireman. I was doing there since I was 14 years old, 15. And I just love the medical field and I love helping people. It's something that was bred into me, My dad was not in the medical field. None of my uncles, none of my grandparents or nothing like that. We're all just hard workers, And it was something that the good Lord put on my heart to help people. And I still do that today. And like the ability connection shoot, for cerebral palsy, back home, I had a good friend of mine. He'd known me my whole life. And I want to say he was 56 years old when he passed away. He was a complete dependent with cerebral palsy. Mm-hmm. Miss Doug and Geraldine were the two greatest human beings you would ever meet in your life. And Brian, and he had a sister named Dina, and they're like family for me for 30 years. I went to church with them. I went over there and helped them all the time. And Brian was the greatest. He was the greatest strength since sliced bread. I'm not even gonna lie. But he lived to be 50. I think he was 56 when he passed away.
I can already hear someone named Geraldine seeing you in the road and be like, "What are you doing, Dave Talley? What are you doing?"
With a dog chaser.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's something that I've always had on my heart and always on my mind. And I get in trouble a lot for helping people, but I've never got hurt helping anybody. Wait.
I don't know. I think we already have evidence to counter that claim.
Well, like changing flat tires on the side of the road, I've kind of leaned away from that because the traffic these days and times are a lot worse than it was 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. So, but if anybody needs help or whatever, they can call me. Like I said, my family gets on to me because I'll drop what I'm doing to run, go help somebody if they call me and they need my help. So, Well,
I understand that. My family's the same way. My sister and I joke about how we have trouble saying no to someone we've just met.
Right.
And a lot of people are like, "No, I can't." And we're like trying to think of some way. Like we have things we need to do, but then there's this situation. And as my wife already knows, she's better off just kind of abandoning me, letting me help this person. And
that's what my wife is. I've been married for 22 years, and that's the way my wife became, because I told her when I married her, I said, "This is what I do."
Yeah.
And you're either going to have to live with it or live without it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story too. Before we got married, I told her, I said, "If you're going to be jealous, I need to know now, because it ain't going to work, because you know how I am."
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do anything crazy, but I'm going to hug and kiss my friends on the forehead. And if you don't like it, I can't help you there. It's just the way I am. I'm not going to change for nobody.
You are this, what I get is this love force. You are a laser beam of love cutting through the crap.
If you can't get along with me, you can't get along with yourself.
Yeah.
That's just the way I was raised and brought up, and had a lot of fun times, a lot of hard times. I think I grew up too quick being 15 years old in the EMS field. And
okay, wait, let's just pause there. What?
Yeah, I was 15 years old as a fireman.
And
a junior fireman.
And so you're out there, you're not just fighting fires, but you're helping save lives. You're probably absolutely. There's people that have some serious medical needs. And they're counting on pubescent Talley to come out.
The funny story about how I got started, one of my buddies asked me if I wanted to be a fireman and help people. I'm like, "Well, yeah, of course, I'd love to." So I joined the volunteer fire department as a junior fireman at 15 in November. And I turned 16 on December the 17th, my birthday. So he got me into it. So when I turned 16 years old, we started running a lot of calls together and stuff like that. One of my very first calls is probably one of the most memorable ones, but we won't talk about that one. But it was involved a wreck with young people in it. So and we'll just let you figure that out for yourself. But
and you yourself,
I was
a teenager.
I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then from then on, I was an EMT when I was 16 years old. I took my medic test when I was 17 because you're not supposed to be a medic till you're 18 in Alabama at the time.
Yeah.
So I took it before my birthday. So every time I took an EMS test, it was right before the age limit. So they graded it after I turned 18. So I was actually a medic when I was 17. I got my license when I was technically 18. So, and then I did all my critical care stuff after a couple of years of experience when I was 19. So, you know, it was a fun ride, and I did it for 25 years, and my body just told me I can't do that no more. So I just resort to going to events and a lot of different shoots, and if the hospitals need me, I still got buddies at the hospitals. And
well, my dad was an EMT firefighter, and just the stuff he told me wasn't something that I would have been able to handle now.
Well, it's a rare breed. Now, everybody cannot be an EMT, and I'll tell you why. Because when I used to teach at UAB, the University of Alabama, Birmingham, of course, I was 18, 19, 20, going in classes and teaching these guys some overview.
And you're already a grizzled veteran.
Right. Yeah. At 15 to 19.
It's like a scared straight program for these kids.
You pretty much, it's like AA. You know? And so I would go in there and I'd tell these guys, I said, don't waste my time and don't waste your time. This is what you need to do. You need to go to the hospitals and work in the ERs for at least 24 hours. Go ride on an ambulance somewhere and make sure this is something you're going to be able to do. Mm-hmm. Maybe 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10 would drop out. Mm-hmm. Or then again, it would be 9 out of 10 that would drop out. Then you'd have 1 left or whatever. It was just a back and forth kind of process with that. And a lot of people went on through it and got their license just for the credit, which that's not how I work. Credits don't mean nothing to me. I want to know if you're going to be able to save somebody's life or not. Yeah. That's how I've always been.
Can you act and react when it's necessary?
And yes, they did pay me to think, guys.
Wow.
So, yeah, everybody says I don't have to pay you to think. I said, yeah, you do.
No, I don't know what. That's some boomer generation thing they'd say to me. I was like, well, I probably should at some point, right? Or while I'm on the clock.
More trust in my ability to get the job done.
So was there some, and this is all based on one conversation I had with you just a couple days ago out at Sporting Clay. We were wrapping things up. It was right before you took Chris Jensen and I out shooting. But you just said, like, you mentioned you were a medic and this is what you did now. And I'm wondering if being a medic, I mean, you were already the kind of person you are, a very generous, helping person. But did the medic just catapult you in this direction? Like, I want to be able to help. I can't do medic anymore, but I'm going to find new ways.
No, like I said, I've always kept the straight and narrow with my EMS. Like I said, I miss it every day. Mm-hmm. And after that was over with, nothing ever changed with me. I'm still the same guy. And I went doing the stuff to go into different organizations or whatever, like this event here, because it's just in my heart to support not only this, but we do a couple other events back home for battered women and children, heart associations, any of that. I mean, we try to, if we can get a group of customers to go out and have a good time, that's what we strive for is to help organizations out that actually need the help for the sick kids, sick women, sick children, even sick male adults or whatever. And we also do another event for a rehab facility back home. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember the name of it because just like I said, I shoot in a pile of them a year. So
right.
I just, like I said, I don't shoot registered events anymore. I'd soon take that money and give it to an organization that needs it. Like I said, I love the sporting clays associations, all of them. And I also used to teach the 4-H kids too, sporting clays, skeet trap and sporting clays. And
you had a number of kids.
Well, we've had, just in our group, we've probably had, I want to say about 50 in about 5 years. There's 2 other coaches that I coach with back home, Joel and Mr. Mike. And I think we did an extremely good job on mentoring those kids, young ladies and young men, all the way from 9 to 19 till they graduated high school.
Well, it makes a huge impression. I mean, really, no matter what the sport is, whatever the event is, that's one thing. But to have someone there committed to teach them and show them what success looks like, That's huge. Okay, we're coming on some tough times. We've got a lot of, I work with a lot of people. There's the graying of America. You got a lot of older people. Probably as a medic, you discovered this wasn't all like dramatic bleeding injuries, but older people who needed help. So we have a lot of people who need help. We have families that I work with. They're getting older. They're wondering what to do with their kids who need full-time help, who might be adults now. What do you tell people about helping? Is there something you say to get over that hump?
Don't be scared to ask for it.
Yeah.
Don't be scared to ask questions to get your family members some help, because you're not going to always be able to be there for them.
Mm-hmm.
You have to live too, and it's a hard pill to swallow, but you have to live too, and it's hard on me because of Brian, my buddy that lived to be 56 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had family members. I've had my own family members die in my hands being a medic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always easier for me to tell somebody I know that their family member passed away
mm-hmm.
than it would be for me to go tell somebody I didn't know. And that's the crazy thing. And like I said, it gets to me because if you don't ask for help, you'll never get it. You'll hurt yourself more in the long run if you don't ask for help. Yes, it's a pride thing. I get it. This is my family member. I'm going to take care of them the best I can. But guys, it don't work that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know of anybody, but maybe one or two people that was able to take care of their family to the very end.
Yeah.
Being a young couple, trying to have their own family. Yes, it's a burden. And I don't mean that in no kind of bad way. I've been around it ever since I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
And just don't be scared to ask for help. There's organizations out there every day waiting on that phone call to ring.
Yeah.
I've seen it with my own eyes, and I'm just 44 years old.
And that's those people that need the help. Yeah, okay, sure, you might be a burden, but there's nothing more than what someone wants to do at that time than help you. I used to tell my mom that. She's like, I'm a burden. I'm like, yeah, this is an absolute pain in the butt for both of us, but there's nothing I'd rather be doing right now.
My mom is the same way.
Yeah.
I moved next door to my mom after my dad had cancer, and we knew he wasn't going to last long. So I picked my stuff up and moved over there next door to the adjacent property. Mm-hmm. And I cut her grass every other week for her. And she gets mad at me.
Yeah.
I can get out here and do this. Well, you know what I tell her? I tell her I can do it better. You go worry about the grandkids. Let me handle this out here, because this is my piece. So this is how I deal with my demons.
Mama Talley's still out there.
Mama Talley's still mean as ever.
Speaking of family, I was wondering, would your wife answer if we called, if we got her thoughts on you and we recorded that?
Well, she's at school.
Oh, she's at school.
And what she does, speaking of, special needs, she was a special ed coordinator for the school, like a para one-on-one with kids that needed extra assistance.
Wow.
And, she was in the special needs department also when our kids first started school. Luckily, she was able to stay home till they started. And she went into the school systems working with the autistic, verbal, nonverbal. And that's how she started her career as a teaching career. I don't know what, 12 years ago.
The most coveted employee in all the town.
And now she got her new job this year. And now she does, I don't really know what you call it. She goes around and makes sure all the paperwork's handled for the special needs kids.
Well, that's a lot.
Or the ones that need special assistance and stuff like that. And I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying that, but like I said, I was in need classes when I was growing up, so that's why I'm special too. So.
Well, they didn't know what to do with me. I was in advanced classes and the slow classes at the same time. Sorry, lack of a better term. That's what they called it then. It was the yellow light group. And then I was in the super green. They're like, we don't know what's with this kid.
She's up and down on the road. But no, she's working right now. We just live life, man. We live in a small town back home. And
what town is that?
It's Pell City, Alabama.
Okay. How many people are there?
I don't know. Probably 12 to 15, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not real sure.
Yeah.
I don't keep count. I just hang out with my little small group and help the rest of them. This is what I do.
So what do your small group do? You guys hunting and fishing and barbecuing?
Fish. We barbecue all the time. And the guys that I hang out with grew up just about like I did, but none of them were EMTs. I was the only EMT. So what the funny saying was about our group.
Yeah.
We've got the electrician, which is Adam. We got the plumber, which is Rob. He's on my jersey.
Yeah.
And then we got the tree guy, Byron.
He's on the jersey. You guys are like a Swiss Army knife.
And then we have like Pfeiffer Landscaping in Holland. he does all the dirt work for us. So he builds all of our paths when we need a new house,
Yeah.
So I've got all the hard stuff. The grade guys, the Walker Excavating does a lot of good stuff too. And,
Let's just do an ad for everything you need in Pell City, Alabama. Call Talley.
I got it.
Group of friends.
I got you.
With fiber hauling and landscaping and plumbing.
Yeah.
And more.
But yeah, electricians, plumbers, we kind of got a good small group. So
well, everybody's busy. I wanted to get somebody on the phone who could tell me a Talley story, but your wife is working, noble work. Your mom you still got her working.
Yeah. My brother works all the time. My kids are in school. My oldest son's 19. He's a tree surgeon, so he climbs trees for my buddy Byron at 19 years old.
Oh, that's good work. That's tough work. And so you have 2 boys?
2 boys, yep.
Okay.
19 and 16.
Okay, mine are 17 and 16 right now. So it is a lot. They tell you, parenthood, it's all about that baby phase, all the things you got to do to, raise a baby and, terrible twos. And they don't talk much about suddenly, a kid who's done nothing but maybe ride a bike is suddenly hopping in a 2-ton vehicle barreling away from the house.
Well, I've got in trouble for my kids driving at 5 years old.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I grew up in the country too, so I understand this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can back trailers. They can drive. They've been doing it ever since they was 5, 6 years old.
There was a whole kind of special police work in my area designed for the youthful driver. Like, when my friend totaled his car at 12, like how, he was fine. The car was, how are we going to handle this bureaucratically? And there was this whole kind of like, you're in trouble, but just be better,
Let this be a life lesson too.
Exactly. Yeah. If rolling down a hill in a Tercel didn't do it to you, then nothing can.
Like a Tercel station wagon Tercel?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mine was camouflage.
Of course.
And it had horns on top of it with 2 spotlights screwed through the roof on it. Yeah. We called it Bullwinkle.
Oh,
that is a true story.
Amazing.
If I can find a picture of it, I'll send it to you. But yes, it was the camouflage pattern on it was seagulls. And it was painted with a Apache helicopter paint, and you couldn't run radar on it. But yeah, everybody laughed about that. Everybody says, "You're the guy that used to drive that camouflage station wagon around." And I said, "Yep, it was 4-wheel drive too."
That is amazing.
Had 14-inch wheels on it to go anywhere.
That's awesome. And this was a Tercel?
This is a Toyota Tercel station wagon, 83 model.
That is incredible.
Yep, 5-speed.
It exists somewhere still?
I don't know. If I ever find it, I'm gonna fix it.
That'd be amazing.
If I can ever get lucky.
I would love for you to show up next year to the Sporting Clay event.
In my camouflage
sirens and moose horns. Well, so okay. Final word from Dave Talley. What do you tell the world? What's that thing you wake up in the morning and like, geez, I wish people would figure this out?
I made it. After all the stuff that I've been through and put myself through over the years, I'm just glad my feet hit the ground. And the day that it comes that they don't hit the ground, I'm a blessed individual. I was blessed the day I was born, and I'm blessed today. Everybody's got complaints, but, they're just, everybody has them. Just wake up every day and help your neighbor and love your family and love your friends even more. Like I say, keep your enemies or your friends close and your enemies closer.
They might do dirt work,
So,
you don't know.
Electricians.
Yeah, you got to keep them around. That's why I told my wife, I was like, if you can sure have an affair, but just make sure they can fix things around the house, right?
Right.
Can they do this plumbing? I can't. Yeah.
But no, it's just live life every day. Live for the minute.
Mm-hmm.
Don't live for tomorrow because you're not guaranteed now.
Yeah.
And I've learned that when I was 15 years old. And that's, and I have a different, outlook on life or whatever. When somebody passes away, I've developed this weird thing that goes through my head that when somebody passes away 6-8 months later down the road, I'll go by and ask how they do it. Because I just, when they're gone, I let them go. I don't visit. I don't go to grave sites or nothing like that. Once they're gone, good Lord's got them. They don't need me no more.
Well, my mom was saying that even before she died. She's like, "What are you worried? I'll be dead." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, thanks." Yeah. Well, I greatly appreciate the time. I've been wanting to do this for about a year, and then I heard you were hanging out at the Holiday Inn. Which, by the way, thank you, Holiday Inn, for this meeting room. You just nabbed it because you got clout here.
Well, I've lived here for about the past 6 years.
Yeah, he's been up here a lot as part of Pace Analytical. And thank you for your continued support with the Sporting Clay event and the Higgins
Absolutely.
family and Ability Connection Colorado. It means a lot.
Well, thank you guys for your time. Let me come in and tell my wonderful, crazy stories.
I knew it was good.
So if y'all want to know more, just call me. We'll do this again.
This could be the first ever Rise and Shine. We'll have to put a rating on the front, but I'm proud of that.